Hi everyone, good evening and good afternoon, wherever you are. Good morning. I saw Menaka as well in the session. Uh, this session, I'm not going to train or anything as such, but this is to have a conversation or thought process on what is a cumulative flow diagram or what is a control chart, how we can make use of this for our own reference, for our own discussions, and how we can go ahead from the improvements or from the discussions perspective. You're able to hear me clear?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Okay, so there are multiple charts in the JIRA. If I have to just quickly show the JIRA cloud screen, we have multiple types of reports or charts like burn down chart, burn up, sprint report, velocity, version report, epic report. Lots of charts are there. I'm not going to discuss about the common charts, which what do you say? Most of us might be already aware, or maybe if required, we can discuss in another session. But today's session discussion, the focus is on the cumulative flow diagram and control chart. These are the two charts which we are going to discuss today. The first, we will start with the cumulative flow diagram, and then we will take a look at the what do you say, the control chart. What is a cumulative flow diagram? Can anyone quickly give a glimpse of what is it you are aware? I don't need a textbook definition. What is that cumulative flow diagram you are aware of?
So I think basically for how long in a particular state the tickets are staying, probably that.
Okay. Okay. What else?
Maybe that is showing the how much quantum of ticket or how much number of tickets are in a particular phase, like to do in or in progress or the done kind of scenarios.
Yes. What else?
Satish, in my assumption, a particular issue was re-repeating, or so where we needs to have a check on that, like further they can figure out the root cause.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
To check the flow.
Yes, because to check the flow, the name itself is cumulative flow diagram. How the flow is happening from one end to the other end. We might have, again, this is sample picture, so don't worry about the numbers or the stages or the phases or anything. These are all sample references. The projects, the screens, everything I'm showing is all dummy data. Don't take it or don't assume I am not having these stages or these stages. No, don't worry about all of this. Just try to analyze or try to understand what this is. So the graph on this screen is starting from funnel, the dark blue, and then analysis, the orange or whatever the shade, then gray is backlog, then implementing, maybe amber, and then light blue is done. So this specific team or this specific program or module, whatever we are considering, they are having these 5 stages or 5 phases from the time a ticket request, or simply I will call it as an issue, from the time issue is started till the time it is moved to done. So the starting is funnel, the final stage is done or final phase is done. So how it is getting started from funnel till it moved to the done, the entire life cycle is getting reflected or represented as per the timelines, not just for that one single issue, but for the entire specific date or specific time will be reflected on the graph or on the cumulative flow diagram. Okay, are you good till now?
Yes, Satish.
Yes, yes.
So let's quickly take a look at it. And here the I1, it is iteration one. So what is that? Let's go step by step or phase by phase. So the first starting point is I1, or it is iteration or sprint one. So at the point of I1, how is the stages looking like? Just look at this I1 phase or stage or timestamp. How is the graph or the flow diagram is?
So there were 50 features
Mhm.
in I1. So
Mhm.
out of which around 20 features is into funnel state,
Mm,
and
yes.
10
How 20?
because 30 to 50 is showing in the blue color, so it's a funnel.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
around 10 in analysis phase, and around 10 in backlog stage, and around 10, in 8 or 9 in implementing stage, and one was in done stage. It's, I think.
Yeah, and nothing is in done. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
10 is in implementing stage and nothing is done. So that is how this graph got started. So you might get a doubt why, when we're starting, why something might be already in implementing, something might be already in analysis, something might be already in backlog. In the JIRA, we have an option to give a start date and date any point of time. We can generate a report like past 2 months, past 3 months, past 6 months, last year, or last 2 weeks. If in case we are talking about a Scrum team, it could be for last 2 weeks or the latest sprint, we can do it. So the moment, this might not be the starting point. Maybe we are assuming we generated this report from January 2023, Jan 1st, 2023 till date, for example. So this might be the case, the board or the graph or the diagram got generated, which means it is already midway somewhere. The team is already doing some progress. So that's the reason it is showing the different phases or stages of the issues or features from this perspective. Now, let's move further. What happened here?
Just a second, Satish.
Sure,
Uh,
sure,
ju-
Praveen.
so once we start with this kind of project, so you meant to say all the features will be in a funnel stage or starting with the zero itself, and then it will reflect in the analysis, backlog, and implementing, and subsequently in the down phase. So starting with the zero funnel, correct?
Yes, yes. If we generate the report or if we generate the cumulative flow diagram from the day one of the project, everything might be in the funnel. Only the funnel, the dark blue, might be reflecting. Once we start moving the features or issues might make the progress, that's when the next phases of the analysis backlog will start reflecting in the graph.
Okay.
Right. So that's the reason I mentioned that this is not the day one when we started this. This is for the maybe the latest 3 months report, for example. So that's the reason already some are in analysis, some are in implementing, some are in the backlog as well. Okay.
Yeah, Satish.
Okay, good. So now let's move further. We haven't completed the
Satish,
yes.
funnel
Yes,
is
Ashwin.
funnel something like that. It's a backlog, right? It's a one type of backlog, correct?
No, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't try to understand that descriptions. No, just don't go into that stage itself. Right? Just that is a one stage. That's it. Okay. We are not trying to understand what is funnel, what is analysis. No,
Okay,
that
okay,
is
fine.
one of the stage. That is one of the. That's the starting point. Done is ending point. That's it.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Yes. So now, as we move, so the iteration 1 and iteration 2 is here. So as we start moving, which means 2 weeks, we are assuming a 2-week sprint. Or we can, if it is a Kanban report, it might be generating the days on the x-axis. So nothing to worry about it. So the x-axis, as we start moving, what happened here? The line started moving up. Which line? The analysis line started moving up. So by the time we reached here, what happened? When we started, there are 10 issues in the analysis stage. But by the time we reached here, what happened? Maybe some another 4 or maybe 3 issues or features moved into analysis stage from the feature stage. I mean, from the funnel, right? That's the reason the line went up. Right? Are you good?
Yes, Satish.
Yes. And then how about the backlog? Backlog still remains same. Here we have 10, here also we have 10. So there is no change in the backlog stage. The backlog stage, the number of issues still remains same. Then how about implementing versus done? As we started here, implementing is 10 in the starting point, done is 0. But by the time we started here, maybe the implementing got reduced and then started increasing. This line slowly, steadily, it start moving up. Why? The issues started moving into done stage from implementing stage. As the team start doing the updates of the progress in the JIRA for their specific stages, the line started moving up and the implementing is getting reduced, whereas done is increasing constantly. Yes, that is what any of us expect in the implementation, right? Or as a project. The issues should be moved to the done state continuously, constantly throughout the project or through the sprints or through the duration. Even if it is a Kanban, that's what we assume. So the stories or request issues, tickets, whatever the terminology we use, should be moved to the done state. How soon, how quick we will move from the first phase to the last phase is what we all focus on. So by the time we reach this done of I2, this stage, what happened? Everything on implementing moved to done, and the done started a straight line. What is a straight line? Anytime the graph is straight, which means there is no progress. There is no update happening. So what happened from here till here? Implementing or the backlog is still 10. Yes, which means the stage of backlog is still continued for that one full iteration or sprint of the 10 items or 10 requests and features. Then here what happened? The analysis, we moved some maybe 3 or 4 into analysis stage, and that was again flat till here, right? Which means maybe here it reached 33 or 34. Yes, it was still there until some specific period of time. In the meantime, what happened to the funnel? It got started increasing, which means the new stories, new features, new request tickets started adding into the initial stage. But at the same time, how the other stages are progressing, we need to take a close look at that as well. So the focus is not on the starting stage or ending stage, but the focus should be on the middle stages, the analysis, backlog, and implementing. How soon the request from funnel is getting moved into done, or where the flow is getting stuck. That is what we should be able to analyze or figure out from this cumulative flow diagram. Sure, Gururaj. I will share we will discuss on the details. What's the benefit of this report and what this report will solve and how is it going to help the Scrum team? Yes, that's what we are trying to discuss now. Yes. Okay. Are you good till now?
Just one question, Satish.
Yes,
In this
Praveen.
graph, let's say we have in funnel of PI1, I2, we have a 10 issues. So maybe it happened that few of the issues from funnel has transferred to the analysis or backlog, and few new features or issue has been added to the funnel. So reshuffling is there, and that is what it is reflecting here.
If that is the case, that should reflect in the graph as well, right? See, the analysis stage remained at constant, at least here to here, right? So from
Okay.
this stage to this stage, this part, the analysis is remain constant. How I am saying, because see the both it is 34, 20, which means 14 issues are there in the analysis stage. But at the same time, the funnel got increased from 50 to maybe 58. So 34, if we are assuming here, 34 to 58. How many? So initially it is 20 issues. Now it is like 24.
4.
Right? Which means 4 more issues than that of the initial was added into the funnel. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
So if the issues might have moved from funnel to analysis, that should reflect in the analysis stage, but it is not.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's the thing. That's the analysis we should be able to do by looking at the graph, by looking at this report, right? So is any other questions? Are you good? Anuj, I don't have the exact information in JIRA, but I will try to show in the JIRA as well. But because here it will be easy to draw and discuss, that's the reason I'm showing on the PPT. Yes, Kashiraj, you have a question? Okay. Now, I will ask a question. It is an open question. What does this line, done line, from here till here? What does this area of done line represents? The line is flat. What does it mean?
So nothing has been done.
Progress.
The story is not moved to done.
Nothing is moved to done. What does it mean?
The stories are in progress. It is
in progress,
implementing
even implementing stage. Here,
Yes.
everything moved to implementing to done. From here to here, nothing is there in the implementing stage. Let me clear the lines if you want. Yes, see, there is a implementing line from here till here.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Maybe it is resolved.
Stories are in backlog. Can we?
Yeah, stories are in backlog. Yes, when the stories are in backlog, yes, that's true. But when we will generate the value as a team, or maybe
no one has picked it. No one has picked the items.
No one has picked the items. Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Or what might be the reason?
Maybe blocked due to some reasons.
Yeah. Maybe in grooming.
Maybe in grooming.
Still in grooming.
Okay. Why no one has picked up? Why the story is still in grooming? Why nothing is moved to done?
Is it maybe IP sprint?
No, we are still in the sprint.
Maybe dependencies on other team.
Yeah, isn't it? That is the information we are generating. We are able to figure out by looking at the graph. Right? I am outsider, or we are all outsiders. We don't even know which team this is, or which issues or what the features are about. But just by looking at the graph, aren't we able to realize hey, why nothing is moved from moved to done from here till here? What's going on? Why the team is not moving? Or forget about the other stages. We don't see. I'm the customer. I'm the stakeholder. I'm the business owner. Right? I might be worried, or I might be focused on how soon, how quick we can get the issues moved to production. That's not my focus, right? To be frank. So I might be looking at the graph, sitting at, oh, okay, yes, from here to here, 10 issues, the team started planning or executing or implementing 10 issues. We are good. The line moved up, fine. Let's move all these completed 10 issues in the done state to production. Well and good. I am back after a sprint or after a week. The done line is still steady. Team, what's going on? Why the done line is not moving, or why nothing is moved to done? Forget about done. Nothing is in the implementing itself. If nothing is in the implementing, how it will move to done? Right? You are getting it?
Yes.
We don't have a way directly to jump from backlog to done state. It should be moved to implementing. Only from implementing it will move to done. Why the done is not increasing or not steadily going up? Because nothing is in implementing. Why nothing is in implementing? Maybe because, as Sridhar mentioned, because we are still refining, or we're still trying to understand, or we're still no one might have picked up, or no one might have started. Hey, Scrum Master, what are you doing? Or how are you helping the team to start doing the progress? Or what is stopping the team to move the items, or to pick up the items, to complete the refinement, or to resolve the dependencies? There could be various reasons. Just by looking at the graph, we can't generalize this, give a statement, but at least as a starting point, we will get that analysis or the insights. The team is unable to do some progress. I'm not saying it's the fault of the team, but at least we should be able to identify where the team is getting stuck, or where the team might be expecting some help or support from our side as a Scrum Master, or as a product owner, or whatever the role we are in. Right?
But Satish, I have one question here. Amol this side.
Yes, Amol.
So Satish, see, this all are backdated data, right?
Yes. Yes.
So let's say I'm in a current sprint, right? And I'm monitoring this cumulative flow diagram, or maybe CFD, right? I'll get the details after maybe after 1 or 2 days, right? Not on the same day. Perfect. So
then let me. I got your point. Then we might be we might have to consider. Let's assume this is today's date, right? So today, now you are looking at this graph. You will be able to, hey, nothing is in implementing. Everything is in backlog. Team, how can we move the items from backlog to implementing? You're getting my point? So we got generated this backdated or current data of the last 3 months. We are here today. This is our today's situation. By looking at this, you'll say, oh, okay, funnel is looking good. Analysis, yes, the line, the trend is decreasing, which is good. The backlog is increasing. Oh, okay, fine. But nothing is in implementing. Why nothing is in implementing? Or until unless something is not in implementing, how can we move into done?
Okay, got it.
You got the point? Yeah. So by looking at the current information, yes, tomorrow, today, now at this point of time, 7 o'clock in the evening, you are looking at this. Tomorrow in the daily stand-up, you can ask your team, hey, nothing is in the implementing. What's the next step? How do we as a team want to go ahead with this?
Yeah, right.
Right. So yes.
Yeah.
So, at the same time, we can show the historical information as well to the team. if required. But yes, your point statement is valid. Yes, we should be focusing on the current. Yes, the current as well. By looking at it, by the trend, we can figure out how the things are going on.
One thing, Satish, one more point. So on regular basis, this CFD diagram will get generated on daily basis, or maybe hourly will get the update or something like that.
As the team makes the progress, it will start reflect. And it is like right now I'm in the JIRA. We can generate the thing. Yes, the past week, past 2 weeks, past month, 3 months, 6 months, or custom dates. But it will be on a daily basis, not every 15 minutes or every 1 hour. No, it will be on the daily basis.
Okay.
We need to give a start date and date, and accordingly we will be able to do it. And yes, this is a dummy project. As you can see, I have only 3 stages to do in progress done. I haven't customized or added any more stages. This is how the graph is coming up. Yes, see, December 1 I started, everything is in to do. Only December 16 the in progress started, done started here. But now you see April 16th. Yes, to do is this much, done is only this much. Where is implementing or where is in progress? There is nothing happened between Jan 1st to April 16th or today's date. Why nothing is in progress? Right? So this is from the JIRA. This is how the the report will get generated, or we can filter the columns. We can exclude any status or anything as such. We can see only recently updated or only my issues. We can add quick filters as required, and we can generate the report as required. And the main intention of this cumulative flow diagram is to identify potential bottlenecks. It is not just for the historical reference, it could be for the upcoming future information as well. By looking at the graph, we should be able to figure out it's not just a historical thing, but the previous, the future as well. We should be able to just figure out, or we can have a conversation with the team. Team, this is how the trend is coming. Now, how do you want to improve our way of working? How do you want to avoid that bottleneck? Let's assume, again, going back to this PPT, here, some of us, one of us mentioned, it could be because of dependency, it could be because of the team not started picking up the issues, it could be because of the refinement is not done, or acceptance criteria is not clear, or it could be various reasons. So how we want to avoid these type of things in future? Have you observed the same way, the way the implementing got reduced and done moved? Is it the same thing? We are at the similar stage, similar phase now. Nothing is in implementing. The done reached that final stage. If we haven't discussed, if we haven't analyzed, maybe the next sprint again, it might go the flat line. You want to avoid, you want to come out of that situation, right?
Yes, Satish, correct.
So yes, what might have happened at this point of time, or what we might have done something different to avoid, or if we don't have, if we can't go back and discuss about the past is past, that is fine. Don't worry, let's ignore it. Nothing to worry about it as well. As a team, let's discuss how we want to move the items from backlog to implementing. How we want. And again, as you can see, the analysis line is flat from the I5 to IP, which means nothing from funnel is moving into analysis. Yes. And as you can see, the trend is going that the analysis line is getting reduced. The backlog line is also getting increased. The implementing is getting nil or null. The done is also almost done. Nothing is there to move into done. So today, let's suppose we are doing a production deployment today. Well and good. But what's the next step? How soon we need to start progressing the next issues, so next features or request tickets in the queue. Right? Got it, Aman? How about others?
Got it, Satish.
Yeah, making sense.
Yes.
Yeah, Satish, sorry, I was on mute. Got it.
Sure. So another thing, let me see. Yes. What is, let's take a look at this here till here. What happened here?
Number of issues added to the implementing.
Number of issues added from implementing to, backlog to implementing, yes, it got increased. But at the same time, always the backlog, it is flat, which means we are moving the items from backlog to implementing, but the backlog is flat. No new items are coming into backlog stage. Yes. And where the items came into backlog stage? Only here. Only here. So why the delay from here to here again? What stopped the team? Because as you observe, the analysis is again increasing. Right? The analysis stage is increasing, but the backlog stage is decreasing, which means items are getting stuck at analysis stage, not moving into backlog stage. Again, what happened? Why the items in the backlog analysis bucket is not moving into backlog? See, the backlog got shrink like anything from here till here. It is very thin line. Some are there, but very, very, very thin. And what happened? All of a sudden, the issues got moved from backlog to implementing. Then how about the done stage? Here it is flat, but luckily it started increasing here, here, here. One way that is good. There is some progress happening into the done state. So to some extent we are good, but in between stages, the flow is getting stuck. Right? We are getting it. So here the initial point which we analyzed is done is flat. We started analyzing there. But here, luckily, the items or issues or features are moving in from to the done stage. So as a customer, as a stakeholder, I'm happy. But in between stages or in between phases, the flow is getting stuck. So the cumulative flow diagram is not just for the final done stage. In between as well, we need to analyze why or what's the reason, what's the logic, the stages, the issues are getting stuck there. We're good. And let's take a look at this. What happened here? Why that funnel went down? And here, why the funnel went down?
Some of the issue got removed from the funnel.
Some of the issues might got descoped or removed, or the product owner might have mentioned these are not required. We don't want to resolve. We don't want to implement. We don't want to work on it. So there's a reason even the funnel might go down. Not everything we will be implementing, but yes, wherever the line is going down in the funnel stage, which means the issues got moved out of the backlog, out of the overall thing. There's a reason it is going down.
No, Satish, see, let's say issues we remove, then obviously that line will goes down. But if you are moving the funnel issues from funnel to analysis, then also that line will go down, right? If there is no addition.
No.
No?
Because see here, this line is flat, but this line went up. What does it mean? The number of issues in the funnel remained same, but some of the
Okay.
issues got moved from funnel to analysis stage. The gap or the line of the funnel line will get reduced. All right? Got it? So here the line as a backlog line got reduced because all the items from backlog were moved into implementing stage. That's the reason the backlog line got reduced. The overall line, it won't go down anytime. No, the line will be going up continuously.
But Satish,
Or
let's
at
say
least
in a
it will
funnel,
remain flat. Yes.
okay, so let's say in a funnel we have 60 issues, right? And we moved few issues to analysis.
Okay.
So from 60, let's say if you're moving 10 issues to analysis, so in that case, the funnel line will be straight only, or that will get
see, the funnel line is straight. The funnel line is straight. The issues move from funnel to analysis. So that line, you got it? So this line will get reduced.
okay. Fine.
Right? So the funnel remains same. The number of issues in the first stage remain same, but the issues is getting moved to the next stage. That's why this gap is getting reduced. Got it?
Okay, so at the end, that issue 60 will remain as it is in funnel.
Overall issues, see, the overall issues
right, overall
will
issues,
be
correct.
same. The number of issues will get reduced. Here it might be 20, here it might be 15, because 5 issues might got moved from funnel to analysis stage. Overall issues is 60.
Correct. Okay.
Got it?
Okay. Yeah, got it, Satish.
Yeah. Nice. How about others? Are we good?
Yes, Satish.
Okay. Let me okay. Let me show another example of the cumulative flow diagram. You take some couple of minutes and analyze what might have happened. And there are dotted lines. First, look at the sector 1 or section 1. Then let's go to section 2. Then 3. Okay, first only look at section 1 information. Don't worry about section 2 and 3. First only look till here. I1 to this PI1, I1 to PI2, I1. That's it. What happened or how the trend of these stages?
Yeah, can you please repeat once again from which range to which range?
Yeah, from PI1 here till here, till the first dotted line. Only till the first dotted line. Yeah. How the progress is happening. Let's assume today we are here. So that is a future. We haven't read there. So just look at only the section 1. How the progress or how the things are happening.
Yeah, done state had been stopped from PI1 I4 till PI2, and also the analysis phase also
flat.
Yeah,
done
and
is
also
flat.
the analysis phase
Analysis phase, yes,
is also flat.
Is flat from here till here.
PI3.
Till here.
Yes.
This stage, the analysis is flat. Well and good. Yes. And what else?
Features have increased from PI4 to 5.
Yes. Features got increased. Yes.
and backlog didn't move from PI5 to PI2. Means it was not added, any backlog items was not added.
Nothing is there. Implementing is gone. No implementing. And that's another reason why done is flat. Okay, yes.
Backlog items are flat from PI I1 to till I4, and then there is a sudden spike.
From here to here, it is
Yes.
flat, and yes, it's a sudden spike. Yes.
And then flat.
And again flat. Yes, flat is not flat because it got reduced.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, right. So it's not flat.
Yeah, and
from I1 to I4 it is flat. Yes, I agree. But after I5 it got started reducing. Yes, because of the spike came here, it got reduced. Yes.
Okay. And the analysis also slowly decreasing between I4 to like starting from PI to I1.
Yes, the reason the issues got moving from analysis to backlog. Yes.
Backlog, correct.
Yes. What else?
But at the same time, there is no movement from a funnel to analysis from I4. I mean to say from I3 to I1. Yeah.
Exactly. No movement from funnel to analysis. Even though there is a spike, even though the number of issues are getting added to funnel, the funnel got increased from here to here, but no items are moving from funnel to analysis. Yes.
And there is also a constant pace in backlog from I1 to I4.
Yes, it's a constant. Yes, this phase. Okay. Now let's assume there are some more pointers. One good thing which happened is, even if we ignore all the other things, one good thing happened is by I4 we are able to move the items into done. The planned 10 items. Well and good. What's next? How now? Let's assume we are at this specific stage. We are all a team. We are trying to figure out how the previous release happened and how we want to improve our way of working for the upcoming release. How do you want to go further?
We have to focus on stages analysis to backlog that needs to be improved. And also, once we are set with the backlog, then we have to focus on moving the issues from backlog to implementation stage. Then automatically the done, we can improve the performance of the done.
Okay. Fine. Any other points? Okay. Now let's assume. Yes, Pradeep, go ahead.
Yeah, we are good in PI2. We are good in analysis. Funnel to analysis, we are good because there is a like uptrend in the analysis.
We are just about to get started with the section 2. Yes, PI2. Yeah. Now let's assume I'm the same stakeholder, same business executive. We are done with the PI2, which means we are done with the section 2. Now I'm here for a review or a demo. You're all the team. You are presenting your demo. Along with the demo, I just started looking at the cumulative flow diagram. So as a team, you might be mentioning, Satish, we are done at the PI2. We are done with the maybe the 10 features which we gave demo. Now we are done with another 10 features which we are giving demo. Fine, well and good, team. But how the progress happened in the sprints, in the release? Why no progress? Why the done is flat from I5 to I1 to I5, why the implementing is flat in I1 to I5? Isn't it waterfall way of working just in the name of agile? Why nothing is done in 5 sprints? Why everything got moved from what you say, the implementing to done only in the last sprint, just before the release? You're getting the point? So if your graphs are looking like this, the cumulative flow diagram, like the section 2, so the done line is moving only into progress only in the release sprint or just before the release. That is nothing but doing a waterfall in the name of agile. Simple. No assessments, no metrics, or nothing is required. Just by looking at that one single cumulative flow diagram, how your done line is moving, we can give a statement how your teams are doing the progress. Of course, I know there are various domains, various sectors where we might not be able to move done to everything at a time, but still how your teams are doing the progress. With that one single cumulative flow diagram, you can get to know everything. You're getting it? So 5 sprints, not even 5 sprints. You'll go back from here, PI1, I4 till PI2, I5. How many? 5, 6, 7, 8 sprints. Nothing is done. Right? Starting from here till here. What happened to the done stage? What happened to implementing? First 3 sprints, nothing is there in the implementing, maybe at least first 1 sprint. Here, nothing is in the implementing. Here we started well and good. We slowly started picking up the pace in the second sprint. Then the next 5 sprints, where is the progress? What is it we are doing as a team? How are we progressing? Just before 1 sprint before release, if you're moving to done, is it done or is it the agile way of working? What we are trying to showcase or what we are trying to achieve? Or how is that we are doing end of every sprint, the demo or anything? Right?
Satish, one question, sorry.
Yes, sure.
That flat line between like implementing and done, we are doing nothing means team is continuously working on stories and they're simply rolling over the stories to next sprint. That is what
exactly
happening? Okay.
Exactly. The team is not completing, and they might be completing, but they might not be moved to the done state for various reasons. Right? It might be because of the dependency. It might be because of the bugs. It might be because of some updates or clarification from product owner. Because before moving it to done, we need to give a demo to product owner, and the product owner should accept it. Right? That's what majority of the case it happens. If the product owner is not accepting the story, of course, it might still remain in the current state itself. Team might be doing rework. Various reasons it could be, not just one simple thing. Right? Are you good?
Yes.
Yes.
So now, are you getting an idea how, by looking at the cumulative flow diagram, we can able to analyze or figure out where the flow is getting stuck? The cumulative flow diagram is explicitly helpful to analyze, to figure out where the flow of issues is getting stuck or might get stuck. By looking at the graph, we should be, let's suppose you join this specific team as a Scrum Master today. Today is Monday. all of you joined as a Scrum Master for this team. How do you get to know how the team is doing? If you ask your project manager or team or product owner, they'll say, hey, everything is good. Our team is the best team in the world. You don't find such effective engineers anywhere. Yes, might be. Just look at the graph. You will get to know everything. No need to ask anyone. Good?
Yes, Satish.
Yes. Now, what happened in the section 3? This is section 3. What happened in section 3?
Again, few of the issues moved to done in section 2. So the same thing again following up in the section 3 as well. Till I4, the iteration 4. After that, slightly there is a improvement between like implementing and done. Few of the stories are moving into done. Still there
again,
is no.
Yes, still no much improvement. The done line is almost flat. Only here it got started moving into it. In the meantime, what happened? The analysis, the stories are pouring into backlog like anything. Look at the backlog here, from here till here. How much of items are getting piled up in the backlog for no reason. Everything got stuck, or either getting stuck either in the backlog stage or to some extent in the implementing stage. Again, team got stuck. Team is unable to do the progress because too many things are in the backlog. They might be getting pressure. They might be getting a force from the management or from the client. Everything moved to backlog almost. So the team started pulling the items into implementing here, but still the done progress is not moving up. Yes.
And Satish, the funnel also increased, right, in the third one?
See the funnel. Wow, it's crazy. The funnel is increasing. At the same time, luckily, the analysis is also increasing, or which means the flow here till here. We need to look at like this. This flow is going at a steady pace because the requests are moving from funnel to analysis and from analysis to backlog. But where the issue, backlog to implementing is not moving, or implementing to done is not getting progress. So first 2 stages is good. The third and fourth is where we are getting stuck. Right?
One more thing, Satish, there is a downward trend from I4 to I5 in backlog.
This one, right?
Yes, yes. So it means that some of the issues which transferred to implementing that has been reopened and gone back to backlog.
Yes, yes. The items which move maybe in a hurry, the team might have started working on implementing, but they realized these are not clear, no clear acceptance criteria, maybe no, we need more information, or we can't implement right now. For various reasons, it might be moved back to implementing. Yes.
No, Satish, is that item moved back to backlog, or since it is moved to done, that's why, and there is no new implementing item added?
No, here it moved to backlog, Amol. The reason, see, if it is moved to done, the implementing line should go. Remember in the previous example I mentioned, the line should be going up any point of time. If it is flat, there's an issue, or if it is downward, again, there's an issue.
Okay.
This is an issue. here this is an issue because
Okay.
the line went down. No, either it should be flat, worst case, because no progress is happening, or it should go.
Right, Satish. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Now another similar graph. Of course, we won't be able to complete. We won't be able to even start control chart today. We have only a few more minutes. But another example of cumulative flow diagram. How is this looking like? How is this one?
So here it looks like in the phase one, I'm probably from P1 to P12. It's looks like from I1 to I4 somehow it is doing some progress. And after that, the funnel is increased, and as well as this analysis also somehow doing good, and backlogs is increased. And post that, there is no implementation and there is not done as well till the print two.
So it is more or less the same replica of the previous example, more or less, with a little bit of it. But yes, the change happened in the second section and the third section.
Yeah.
The difference. So focus on, along with the section 1, just look at the section 2 and 3 as well. How the thing is.
Yes, in section 2, we observed that the funnel is, I mean, like somehow it is increasing and decreasing. And analysis wise, it is, no, there is no increasing analysis, but yeah, backlogs has been increased. Okay, but the analysis wise, they have done a good job.
Yes.
Yeah, but backlogs, it has increased much. And implementation also no much progress till the I5, but slight done is increased.
One good thing happened here is the done is increasing slowly, steadily, constantly. See the upward line here? It is like a constant upward, which is what we typically expect. Of course, the backlog got piled up like anything. The implementing got reduced, and again it got started picking up in the last sprint. But at least one good thing happened is the done line is increasing, or the progress to the final state is increasing to the, slow and steady pace, not drastic, slow and steady pace, which we typically expect. Now, what happened in the section 3?
Section 3.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, funnel, and it is increasing the funnel side. And analysis also, there is little bit of analysis that has increased from the funnel. And backlog got reduced, which is really good. And little bit of space, it increased little after some time in the backlog. And implementation is like, it's more of an implementation there in the third section. And as well as there is a slight, upward of the done section also.
Thanks, Vika. So there is a slight, slow and steady improvement in the done state. Slow and steady, not too much drastic. But the way backlog items moved into implementing at this point, nothing is there in the backlog. everything is cleared out. And again, the backlog started increasing. But what happened to the implementing stage? This much to this much, it increased like anything, which means almost everything moved into implementing. Team is working on too many things at a time, and because of which nothing is moving into done. Yes, could be, or too much of load, too much of traffic, too much of items in progress at that specific stage, because of which nothing is moving into done. Of course, even if it is moving, only slow and steady, because as you can see here, not too much of progress, only this much, small, maybe a couple of features, but how the implementing stage, the previous stage of done, increased this much to this much, maybe at least 15 new items might have got added into implementing, but only 4 or 5, or maybe not even that, 3 might have got done. So how are we making progress? And the analysis is moving towards zeroing phase like this. So here like this, the backlog is moving towards 0. Same way, analysis is moving towards 0. Now let's assume if we are at this specific point of time, what might happen next? Or what we should do to proceed further?
We need to start analyzing the story, or we need to add more story in the analysis so that.
Yes, we need to, the team need to start pulling the items from funnel to analysis stage and need to start making the progress there. And the next step is team need to figure out why these many items are in implementing. What is that should to be done? First, let's focus on how we can reduce the load on the implementing phase or implementing stage. What is it to be done there? It's not just moving from funnel to analysis, it won't help. We need to reduce the load on the implementing stage as well. Otherwise, the implementing line might still continue like that. Right? So step by step, we need to start anytime from done to backward. So, I mean, done is the final stage. So let's start moving from the final state to backward. What is it is required for the previous step to move the items to done? What is it? The last but one step to move into the last step. So, which means implementing to done, backlog to implementing, analysis to backlog, funnel to analysis. So funnel to analysis should be the last thing which we need to discuss or which we need to focus on. The first thing we need to focus on is like how we can move from implementing to done, because otherwise, as soon as the backlog is done, we might be pushing into implementing stage. Implementing again might increase. No, we don't want that. Again, we don't want that blocker or too much of load at that point of stage or phase. You're getting it?
Yes, Satish.
Yeah. So Satish, how is WIP is justified here? The WIP limit.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. So how is WIP limit justified here? I just wanted to know that.
WIP limit is not set. WIP limit is not set. That's the reason all these things might have happened.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this is the graph for the Scrum team. That's the reason, like I1, I2, the iterations or the sprints are there. This is not a typical Kanban chart or the board. So now, yes, if we have WIP limit, that is where the line will be consistent at any point of time for that given phase or stage. Got it, Vikas? Let me try to see if I have an example of a CFD with WIP limit. I don't have it handy. I can try to see and share it in the group.
Sure, that would be great.
Yeah. So the WIP limit is not set up here because it is a Scrum CFD. Of course, the Kanban CFD also more or less looks same, but only thing is here on the x-axis you will get the dates or days on how we generate it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are you good with the discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Satish, just for the like one question, like for Kanban, since there is a sweep limit, right? So in that case, most probably we'll get a flat line, right? Right?
Should be, yes.
For most of the days.
But then we will be able to figure out another perspective. Let me try to see like this. For example, let me remove the lines. So let's assume this is a Kanban board with WIP limit. Okay, let's take from here till here. What happened for implementing and done? Of course, done there won't be any WIP limit, but what happened for the implementing and done? Implementing is flat for 5 sprints because of the WIP limit. Oh, okay, what is it we want to do? And here, if you see, implementing was again flat, even though it is going up, that is flat. Right, you got it, Amol? And again, here the backlog is flat from here to here. Yes, and again from the starting till here, the backlog is flat. This is how the graph or the line looks like if we have a WIP limit in the progress. But this should not be the case. For 5 sprints, if the line is flat, no, should not be, right? Even if it is increasing, it should be constantly, it should be like this between I5 to I1. Got it?
Okay, Satish. But let's say instead of P1, I1, I2, I3, let's say those are dates.
Dates, yeah. Consider dates, yes.
Yeah, consider date for some 5-10 days time period. Okay, then obviously, since we have some big WIP limit, so might be there is a possibility that team might be working on some XYZ issues for let's say for 1 or 2 days or maybe 3 days or 4 days. Right, so that means for 4 days we'll get a flat line. Nothing is there in the implementation as well as nothing is there in the done state.
Yes.
So how we can check that there is a bottleneck or maybe some issue with the team, right? From the graph.
Yes. That is where this stage, the previous stage where the WIP limit is not there. Let's assume backlog, there is no WIP limit. Right? Implementing stage, we have the WIP limit. The backlog stage, there is no WIP limit. Have you observed the constant increase in the thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't it got a bottleneck here? Isn't this a bottleneck? Because nothing is moving from this current state where we have a WIP limit. The previous stage is getting piled up. You got the point, Amol? So wherever the stage we have WIP limit, because can you be on mute? We are getting some. Yes, thanks. So the stage where WIP limit is set, we are good. The team won't be overloaded at that point of time. But what about the previous stages where the WIP limit is not there? So if we are setting the WIP limit,
team is refining the backlog and those stories are ready for implementation, but team is not picking up those stories, backlog stories specifically, because still they are working on the implementation part, right?
Exactly, right. Exactly. So the team is team is getting ready for the next set of requests by refining and by getting ready with the backlog items, but they are unable to start or they are unable to pick up because they're still working on the implementing items on hand, and because of the WIP limits they have got set up.
Okay, Satish, fine.
Right? So typically in the Kanban team, what might happen is like the initial stage backlog and the final stage we might not be setting a WIP limit. And sometimes in between also, we might not be setting up some WIP limits for some of the stages. Differs from the organization to organization or project to project. So if in case the backlog, I mean, the initial stage and the final stage is not WIP limited, of course, it won't be. The middle stages are there. So we need to check the graph or the trend between the initial stage to the first stage, how the progress is going on. If the funnel is increasing like this, the first stage, but here the progress is like this. How it is? And here we have like 45 items. Here we have like 80 items. 35 items got added, but what's the progress? Nil. So isn't it getting added or piled up on the team, becoming a bottleneck or blocker? You got it, Aman? So
yes,
if you
Satish, so
just
one
look at
thing
the
with the WIP limit, is there any restriction for like for XYZ tasks that should get completed with XYZ time period in Kanban? We call it
no,
a time.
that
like-
is that's a different category altogether. If we define SLAs or if we define as a classes of service, then that specific timeline should come up. Like step 1 request should complete in 2 to 4 hours. Step 2 request should be getting done in 48 hours. So that is an entirely different discussion altogether.
But in that case, Satish, that in progress or implementing story can take n number of days, right? Because there is no specific time duration for completion. Am I correct?
If you're talking about stories and Kanban, that is a different thing.
Okay. Fine.
Right?
Fine.
The stories versus Kanban, it might not go well. Kanban versus what do you see, the WIP limits and too many things, it might not go well. Or the sprint versus requests, it won't go well. So it will be entirely different things.
Okay, Satish, fine. I'm good
Okay,
with this. Yeah.
Guys, I need to jump into another meeting in another minute. Yes. Hope this was helpful. Yes, Pradeep, your cumulative flow diagram, I saw that. The middle line is where you need to focus. Because the initial stage and the thing. And Pradeep, yes, your middle line is constantly going up, which is one way it is good.
Yeah.
Okay, we can discuss offline.
Yeah, sure, Satish.
Okay, folks.
Yeah, thanks, Satish, for your time.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
folks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Sure,
Satish.
sure.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Bye.